We have a small upgrade relative to June. This basically reflects that for some advanced economies particularly, we had better numbers in terms of quarter two. Now, the second quarter was awful, but it was a little less awful than we had projected. And the signs of recovery are a little stronger in quarter three. So the long comes from the fact that with the exception of China, advanced economies and emerging and developing economies will not return back to 2019 levels even by end of 2021.
So what are some of the major setbacks that might happen, or the reasons that might trigger setbacks?
So there are quite a few, but I would put the number one setback would be if the health crisis were to get even worse. So for instance, right now, we do see a resurgence of cases in the world, but we think of the impact as being more like what we saw in the summer, where we had serious resurgences, for instance, in the US, and not like the spring. If that were not the case, and in fact there were going to be much more widespread containment that was required and much more severe risks from on the health front, then we can see more prolonged social distancing. So that's one big risk. And of course, the question is developments on treatments, vaccines, tests, and how well those go. If they go less well than we have in our baseline, that's a negative scenario. So we have a 0.9% upgrade for China for 2020, and the number for 2021 stays the same. There were two reasons for it. One is that exports came in stronger than we had projected, and I think that reflects the fact that there's demand for medical equipment, for office equipment, so that you're able to work from home. And second is the strength of public investment, public infrastructure investment. That also has been stronger than we expected. It's overall over this year and next year, China grows by 10% relative to 2019. Again, that has positive spillovers to the rest of the world. And of course, the export of medical equipment and all these office equipment is at a time when all of this is needed is certainly helpful. China has, by contributing to the CCRT, by taking part in the debt service suspension initiative, all of these are extremely helpful steps in contributing to the recovery for the world as a whole from this crisis.